question from the audience. Should we, and we could actually take questions from the chat too, because we are live. So maybe if you got a question in chat, put in chat, and then we'll answer some questions in chat.
And if the question is amazing, I'm gonna cash app you.
So there you go. So should we invest in T-Mobile right now, or should we wait to invest in the Starlink IPO?
Great question. Shadi Troy, what do I call that? A 3-level score. So you have 3 levels of investing, right? Mm-hmm. You have a pre-IPO, of course. You have IPO, and then of course there's some other VC stuff that you can do. The big thing for tonight is going to be, put it in chat, do both. T-Mobile is a sleeper. Shout out to everybody in Stock Club. T-Mobile has been a pick and stock club for probably 2 or 3 years now. I think Starlink will be one of the greatest IPOs in history. But until we have it publicly available, definitely invest in T-Mobile for the long term. Hold it for the long term. If you need a price for it to get in, go to ianinvest.com and I'll put the prices in there for you. But T-Mobile is definitely a great asset to hold and equity to hold long term. Great leadership, great traction, profit margin is solid for their industry. So yeah, I like T-Mobile a hell of a lot.
Yeah, like T-Mobile, definitely seen growth over the past 5 years. This partnership with Starlink makes a lot of sense. I know it's not going to be as much excitement investing in T-Mobile as if Starlink goes public, but it's interesting if you follow the Spider XLC fund, which is telecommunications. It's actually, the allocation has been updated, so it's probably in the top 10 now. I know people look, if you go inside the holdings, you have Meta at the top, you have Google. The first real telecommunications that you think of is AT&T, but the allocation inside T-Mobile has increased, and they've been performing. So definitely a sleeper, but yeah, I'm with you. I do both, but definitely when Starlink comes to the market, that's going to be a game changer. That takes T-Mobile from having a domestic imprint, which has increased, to now having a global imprint. That they can now grow and see some definite new customer base from an international standpoint.
So Atlas Lord on YouTube right now says, what will happen with Intel if the deal with TSMC and Broadcom actually happens?
Damn, y'all finally gonna say that I was right about Intel being dead. Because when you take a body and break it in half like Kendrick did to Drake.
Yo, easy, man.
We're gonna talk on Wednesday about this album. My Lord. Nico, Baca.
Hug for you. There's a hug for you, man. Don't do that.
But the two companies will both benefit incredibly well. So they will go up as a result. We have to, maybe next week, and I know some people hate when I do this cliffhanger thing, but we're going to have a conversation about, is TSM, your baby, the most important company in the world? And I think it's about time that we take Tim Cook. If you don't announce I can shoot lasers out of my hand with this iPhone 17, it's finna be over with. My love is going to go away. Oh, baby. But there are going to be a couple companies that are going to benefit from this. Invest in them until they'll remain flat. But Broadcom and TSM as a result will get bigger and stronger for sure. Great question though.
Yeah, great question. Is it one of the most important companies? I think we all think that. I think the administration thinks that as well, which is why on Friday he's trying to encourage them to, do that deal. The interesting thing about the Broadcom TSM situation is that they're actually not working together for the deal. He's just suggesting that those are the two companies from a design standpoint. You take over that half, and TSM, you take over the manufacturing in terms of the factories. But here's the part, right? Like last year, we were just talking about this. Intel was awarded $8 billion from the federal government to build fabs, right? They put them in Ohio.
Go investigate.
They got them in Arizona. I think the total cost for all four was going to be about $20 billion. And so that's like, build it and we'll take it from here. That's what this feels like a little bit, right? Like, we'll take it from here. You've done your part, but this company has done it better. They're doing it at the global scale, and everybody needs them. We can't afford for anybody to invade them and disrupt any economy, especially ours. So they're going to just, we appreciate what you've done. We'll take it from here.
Intel is the slow kid in your family, and your family have money, and you got to get the two tutors to come teach them and make them seem like they're honorable and smart. So they're going to get those two companies to, because you got to get the $8 billion back. You got to get a return. Especially why Elon trying to get all the taxpayer information so he can be the overlord of the U.S. But the government has to get a return on this, so I get it. Pick two amazing companies that can help revive this brand, if you will. But Broadcom and TSM are going to be the biggest benefactors of this for sure.
So that's interesting. This is the big Doge play, right? Wasteful spending. Well, we need to return on investment.
Clean that money up fast. Yes.
So but I forgot. Carnegie Hall next week.
Yeah.
February 27th, my actual birthday.
Circle the date.
Hey.
Next Thursday, we will be doing Carnegie Hall for the third year in a row. Shout out to our friend Robert Smith. He's on the board. And every Black History Month, they do an event, which is about entrepreneurship, investing. And then at the end of it, they have a musical performance with like an iconic rapper that performs with a live orchestra. If you're not familiar, Carnegie Hall is like one of the most prestigious venues in the world for like opera and orchestras and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So this year it will be Earn Your Leisure. Robert F. Smith, the CEO of Louis Vuitton, will be joining us.
Amazing stock, by the way.
For sure. And a bunch of other people. And then the musical performer will be Rakim. Shout out to Rakim, the guy Rakim. He will be performing with a live orchestra band, paid in full, and all his medleys. So that's gonna be a dope. That's that Black excellence vibe. February 27th, and I'm actually doing an after party. I will announce that probably on Blackout.
Okay. I didn't get my box yet, but
I will be doing an after party too. So yeah, a good day in world history. So join us in Carnegie Hall if you can. You go to carnegieHall.org/Power Network.
Yep.
And meet us in Carnegie Hall, man.
Yes, and shout out to everybody in chat that's saying dress appropriately. Yes, it's one of those outings. Yes, dress appropriately.
Yeah, Carnegie Hall.
This is not that.
For sure. For sure. Shout out to Carnegie Hall, man. Trump's not on the board.
No Canadian Texas.
He ain't take it over yet?
He ain't take it over yet.
We got that. Okay.
Yeah, we got a few more, maybe. Who knows? Okay. So we talked about the Broadcom TSMC situation. So what are thoughts on Hood, HIMS, and Palantir? And do you think the bottom is in for AMD?
I'll take the AMD question. Richard, we can stay together if you don't mind, because I want to get that feedback as well. Can you say that there's a bottom end for AMD when TSM, Broadcom, NVIDIA, then the other company you want to talk about later, Troy, you have three clear winners that are light years ahead. Like, I love AMD, it's a stock club, to be fair. Mm-hmm. But NVIDIA, Broadcom, TSM are like Kyrie level, Luka level. AMD is like Bill Bradley or something right now.
See, like you over-index on the disrespect.
Give me somebody.
Bill Bradley? Damn.
It's a clear separation between the value and performance of those four.
Yes.
Everyone in chat, yes or no. So I don't know if the bottom is in yet. I'm still bullish. I think they'll have a great year due to partnerships. As far as Palantir, morally, I didn't like it, but you can't argue with the return. Robinhood, friend, I do love the way that they're innovative. I like the way, and not just because they're a friend of the show, but if you look at it where they've come from in the last year or two, that rebound has been incredible. And from where they fell from, one of the few companies in that era, like Zillow, who fell that far, who actually rebounded. Like, he doesn't get enough credit, kind of like Dara, for turning around Uber. He's done a great job of turning around that company and being innovative when the entire world at one point was against him for kind of like revolutionizing trading. And here now we all of a sudden have 24-hour trading becoming available when they kind of did that and ushered that in first. So Robinhood, I like. AMD, it's going to be a while before they get in pole position. But I think we all know Palantir is a clear rock star in the stock market.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you on all the things. I think, yes, this is the bottom for AMD.
You think so?
I think, yeah, this is the bottom. I think the next 2 weeks are very critical. And it's been playing out in its favor in a sense when we know the 26th, and if you don't have that circle on your calendar, that's the Super Bowl, right? NVIDIA is going to report its earnings.
Sure.
And so that will give us a clearer vision on what this AI space looks like post the DeepSeek or deep fake, whatever we want to call it, right? We saw all the AI stocks take a hit from that. Some of them have rebounded. We've seen AMD pull back and drop 20%, and now it's sitting in the 130s again. That'll be important. I think the Supermicro piece was important as well.
For sure.
The fact that it didn't collapse tells us something about the AI story as well. So I think AMD's day is coming. I think, yes, this is the bottom. I mean, when you drop 60%, how low can you go? Right?
Yeah.
So yes, we talked about Hood last week, and when we spoke, when we attended the conference, we kind of had a sneak peek under the hood to see what was on the innovation side and what they were doing and trying to bring more customers in, having 24-hour trading, having more equities, having the futures market, some updates on their desktop to make sure that was more attractive, as well as the options market. We saw what happened inside of crypto. And a lot of times when people were outside in the public and we tell people, I ask like, hey, what brokerage are you using? Surprisingly, a lot of them are using Robinhood. Yeah. I'm thinking that they would be using something different, but a lot of people are using Robinhood, and kudos to them. They've made it easy for people who are just begun to invest, and that was sort of the knock on them, right? It's so beginner friendly that it doesn't feel like it's for advanced people. They heard the feedback and they've actually updated. So kudos to them. So really like them. Palantir we spoke about. HIMS, I mean, this is one of these stories where you look at this chart and it's like, wait, how is this happening? So I can't say like or love yet. I don't have a position in HIMS, but I'm definitely watching this. Like, so if anybody's in that position, congratulations. This run has been incredible. We'll see how long they can keep it going. It's like one of these things where is there enough data? Like if I go back 5 years, what does that chart look like? If I go back 10 years, there is no chart, right? Like, so we got to wait and see on this, but the run has been incredible thus far.
And if Lilly has been overpriced and priced like a tech stock, and Novo was too expensive before the run up, they are collapsing now, 52-week low. It's a good way to get exposure for a pretty cheap price, especially if you got it early in the last year around 25 or 30 bucks. So it was just a good pharmaceutical play, or a pharmaceutical derivative for sure. So solid company though. I don't know if they'll ever be this is a very good company. Good player, not great, but sometimes good will get the job done.
Yeah. So like you put Novo, obviously, with Ozempic, Lilly.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're all in that same category. They're competitors. As those two have kind of pulled back, we've seen them, they've just been running. So yeah, keep an eye on that.